Hey everybody, this is SequelCentric, where we take a look at follow-ups in the media to see how they stack up against their predecessors. I am Nate, and she is the infinity to my beyond, Sandra. How you doing?
What's up, grumpy pants?
Too many projects, not enough days off, and still having computer fits because this should be a live stream, but it's not. So we apologize that we're not live streaming this review like we normally do, but thanks for hanging in there with us.
What do you always tell me? How do you eat an elephant?
Ass first.
Oh.
Okay. One bite at a time.
So focus on one thing at a time and it'll get done.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Speaking at one thing at a time, the new fall.
But I didn't get to tell you how I was doing.
How are you doing? I thought you did.
Likes to mull right over me.
Hey, you spoke.
I spoke. Yeah, I gave you a old D answer.
My drink's leaking. On a leak. Go ahead.
Okay.
Brody, go get me a newspaper. What? I don't even know what that is.
What?
That's a newspaper.
I'm okay, I guess.
Oh, you ran away from home for a couple of days, did you not?
I did. Yeah.
How was that?
That was fun. I got out of...
Picked you up, dragged you back at 11:30.
Rapunzel got out of her tower. She didn't want to go back.
Reminds me of that little scene in with Airplane. Bald guy. Rapunzel, Rapunzel.
Yeah.
You don't even know what scene I'm talking about, do you?
You're saying Airplane, but I was thinking of Disney's Airplanes.
No, not Airplanes.
Huh?
Not Disney's Airplanes.
That's why I looked lost.
The cousin to Cars, no. No, the Zucker Brothers, Airplane, the movie.
Now I know what you're talking about, yes.
Well, talking about movies, summertime is over and the new fall lineup is in full swing with Will It sequel. We got about 3 or 4 up there right now. The latest one was Hocus Pocus 2, if you want to check that out. So many new streaming shows watch, which is insane. I know we were both, away for a bit, and we come back. There's like Andor dropped, She-Hulk, freaking like everything, and their brother dropped, and been trying to catch up. Want to give a special shout out to my buddy Eduardo, who bought me some of the best tacos for lunch about 5-6 weeks ago. They were insanely good, but after I ate them, he's like, "Oh, by the way, those were intestine tacos."
Poop shoot tacos.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the best shitty tacos I had.
Oh my God.
Sorry, shirty.
Oh. Wow. All right. On that note, let's move on and welcome our newcomers who have found us, as well as our tried and true regulars. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Or you can rewatch and listen to episodes like Lego's Star Wars Summer Vacation and our Ditch It list from 2022.
I don't know which, out of those two things, I don't know which one I like more. Both were fulfilling for different reasons. Both have their own reasons why we did it, but they were both fun. I don't know. I think the Ditch List was pretty exciting because up to that point, we always did, hey, these are the movies you should watch, or like, hey, what are you watching over the holiday season? So it's like kind of, it was like an anti-ditch watch,
Yeah. Wait.
What? Oh, sorry. Sandra! Let's head on over to some housekeeping. Miracle ear. Nathan is just fine.
Ears hurt.
Sorry.
If you're looking for more SequelCentric content, head on over to patreon.com/SequelCentric. And for one banknote, you can access around an extra 52 pieces of content right now, including Tidbits Intros Volume 1,
I did.
Maverick Review, and a mini fireside chat about Clerks 3 and if we think it's sequels.
It's funny because out of those three things you mentioned, I did the intro for Volume 1. Duff did Maverick Review when it was still first 6 months. Yeah. And then you did the editing to Clerks 3 Patreon. So we got three different editors there. Will that ever happen again? Probably
Doubt
not. Speaking of Patreon, we here at SequelCentric would like to thank you out there, but especially our super and outrageous tier patrons for their little extra help on this channel. Like Marty, thank you so very much being at the outrageous tier because she picked the movie today. So if you want to pick a movie or a spin-off that you want us to watch, go to
become a patron first of all.
You just gotta, you don't have to be at the outrageous tier, but if you go at the star tier?
I think it's
super tier, sorry. Starter, star, super. Who made up this crazy list? Duff.
And you keep changing it, so I can't remember. I can't keep.
So if you go at the 10 or the 10, bare minimum $10 tier, you can tell us what you want us to review, and when you do that, we make little upgrades like the muff mic here.
Pop screen.
Gotcha. Let's head on over to fun facts.
Pop you. Pop screen.
We talking about fun facts, impressions. What are we doing next?
Today's flick is Pixar's Lightyear, and it was selected by our outrageous patron Marty for us to review.
Which I just said. I jumped ahead of the script.
Now you're reading my lines.
Okay. Well,
What's your history with Buzz Lightyear and the Toy Story franchise?
Well, I mean, goes back to Toy Story 1, which we took our nephew Jacob to back in 1995. So I've been seeing all the Toy Stories, seeing all the TV specials like the Night Terror one where they're at the motel.
Yeah.
And all the Toy Story Toon shorts.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the episode with the Tiny Buzz Fry Guy, that one was hilarious.
That was hysterical.
Yeah. And basically, it's almost because when Buzz Lightyear got the real Buzz gets behind the whatever it's basically a retelling of the Island of Misfit Toys because he's there with all the he's there with all the
muff mic can only
Neanderthal
filter out so much.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, plus, you know, Tim Allen and Chris Evans. Tim Allen has a very commanding voice, which is perfect for being a space ranger. So I mean, what is? I throw it in your direction like tennis.
What are you throwing at me?
A shuttlecock. If we were playing badminton.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
What are you throwing at me, though?
I'm throwing. What's your history with the Buzz Lightyear character and the Toy Story franchise?
Same. You know, taking the nephew to go see it, and you know, it just grew from there. And yeah.
This would have been. Unfortunately, you know, Jacob's son Logan, I think, was maybe 1.5 years too young. But it would have been great if Jacob took Logan to go see this movie because it would have been, you know, to quote the Lion King, the circle is complete. No, wait, that's Star Wars. Life.
The circle of life.
That's Lion King. The circle is now complete. That's Star Wars. Man, too many quotes.
Masters. The student has become the master.
Yes. So yeah. So but yeah. You want to throw down some movie facts, or do you want me to throw down some movie facts?
I don't know. Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah, go for it. Throw down some movie facts.
Lightyear was released on June 17th, 2022. It was rated PG. Almost said PG-13.
Yeah. According to Papa John's scale, that means pretty good.
Right. With a running time of 105 minutes. It was directed by Angus MacLane. Screenplay was by Jason Headley and Angus MacLane. It's not related, any relation to Headley Lamar. Story by Angus MacLane and Matthew Aldrich and Jason Headley. The two people that have a lot of influence in this movie. Music is by our boy Michael Giacchino.
I think Angus MacLane has ties back to Toy Story 2,
Oh,
which I recently watched something on Disney Plus about the Buzz Lightyear character, or I read it online.
interesting
So he's
factoid.
got, yeah,
It had a budget of 200 million and box office returns of 226.2 million.
not bad considering we're still kind of in COVID light conditions.
Yeah, COVID's still affecting our lives. Yeah.
Not as good as it could have been, but I think overall,
Is it COVID or is it the government?
no, once those microbots inside your system.
Pass. Anyways, what are your thoughts and impressions of this film?
I wanted to see it in theaters, but just wanted to play it safe. Wait into Disney Plus, and it didn't take that long to get to Disney Plus. Maybe 90 days, I think. It seemed like the next thing you were telling me, "Hey, Lightyear's on Disney Plus." I'm like, "Oh, dang."
It is?
Yes. I enjoyed it both times that we watched it. It had a good amount of laugh out loud moments. Yes, I said laugh out loud. Once again,
old timer.
Once again,
LOL.
Once again, Pixar tugged at my heartstrings. There's a lot. Even they're not so good movies like The Good Dinosaur. There's always some tug at your heart, tear moment. So they're really good.
Why do
at
they
that.
have to have people die like that?
They're following the Disney
makes
formula.
Me sigh.
I thought it was
sad.
a very bold choice to recast the voice of Buzz Lightyear. I don't know about you, but I think this would be a great movie to watch over the Thanksgiving Day weekend.
The movie is bait that is. Let me spit this out correctly. The movie Lightyear is basically the origin story of the toy, and so to me it makes sense that the toy is voiced by someone else than who he was made for.
I mean, in the very beginning of the movie,
I think Chris Evans did a good job as voicing.
Yeah.
The real Buzz.
Yeah. I'd say he did an excellent job, a lot better than some of the actors that they found to voice Manny and all the other and Diego and Sid from Buck Wild's Ice Adventure. Ice Bucket. You listen to that, you could hear it was a bit off. Here is good. I mean, if this is the first movie a kid sees, he won't know.
Right.
I mean, I think it got a lot of flack. Everybody was all up in arms at.
I'm sure they were.
But I mean, in the beginning of this movie, it states that this is the movie that Andy saw, which inspired him to get the toy.
He wanted for him to want the toys.
In my opinion, and any voice activated, well, at least back in the day, I don't know about now, but it seems like any voice activated toy that says stuff, whether it's a Batman figure or Darth Vader or whatever, it's not going to be the same actor. They're going to find another voice actor that could replicate it, but it's not the exact same actor. Right. And it would have been nice, but you'll just have to settle for Tim Allen, reprising his role as the Santa Claus in the TV series coming at Disney Plus this holiday season. But
that's another episode.
But yeah, I think Chris Evans did a great job. He made the character his own.
That's our opinion.
Yeah. What do we know?
You may not share our opinion. You may have a different opinion. And that's okay too.
But I mean, what are your thoughts and impressions of the movie? Besides what you've already said.
I enjoyed it too. I thought it was a good story. Especially, like I said, being an origin story for Buzz. It did have a lot of funny moments, a lot of, enough adult humor for adults to be engaged as well as kids.
Well, I mean, any writers are doing these, whether it's Shrek, a Disney movie, Ice Age, you got to put Chicken Run, you got to put some adult humor in there, which the kids won't understand until they watch it as a teenager, or they watch it with their own kids, and they think, wait, was that there the whole time?
You're like, dang it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. You know, both times that we watched it, I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think this would be a really good Thanksgiving Day movie. Plus, I think it checks off a lot of boxes. A, it's got humor. B, it's got heartfelt moments. B, character growth. C, there's a montage.
Yeah.
And the only thing it was missing was a musical number. But beside that,
But
I mean, it even had
Pixar really doesn't do that.
true.
That's
Plus,
more Disney.
plus it had additional scenes post credit.
We're in trouble.
You know.
Princess. What's up, Your Highness? You need to come say hello. Hello. I am the queen.
Is this movie sequel?
No. I'm tapping into my Aunt Stuffy's vibes.
Okay.
She shook her head.
You want to head on to the pros
yeah,
and the cons?
Let's move on.
You wanna kick off since I tend to talk too much, or you want me to kick
You
off?
tend to talk too much. You do talk too much, and I don't talk enough. But you broke it. Oh no, you didn't. That was the cap.
Yeah, that was the cap.
Oh, you broke it. Thank God it only cost me $1.
Yeah.
My big pro for me, and it was probably this is one for adults.
Yeah.
That were kids
Gen
when.
Xers.
Yeah, Gen X with kids that played with the first Nintendo system.
Well, even yeah, any kid.
Let me finish
Okay.
first. So kids that are now adults,
Mhm.
when he takes out the Ivan cartridge and he blows on it like an 8-bit
Buzz?
Nintendo. Yeah, Buzz.
Okay.
And he puts it back in. That was
Yeah, that is a direct
Friggin'
callback
hilarious.
to even the Super Nintendo
yeah,
cartridge. But I think more people had to blow on the 8-bit.
on the 8-bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that Ivan stood for inner voice activated navigation. What was it called?
Dang.
Something like that.
You put me in
Internal
the spotlight. You made my
voice.
brain freeze.
Something navigation. It'll come to us. Yeah. Me. One of my pluses is that there's lots of nods to other sci-fi movies over the last 50 years. I mean, for me, like Starship Troopers, Aliens, Predator. So yeah. Got another one?
Socks, the cat, his personal
Robot companion. Yeah.
companion. Yeah, just he had a lot of funny lines for me.
I would say he reminds me of K2SO
Kind
and
of.
Star. He's the humor.
He was.
He makes statements and you find it hilarious.
They ask him to do something and he rotates his head and beep 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 beep. beep.
Oh yeah. Let me process that.
Yeah.
Do. Yeah.
He's the one that figures out the formula
Yeah.
for the fuel.
Well, yeah. Buzz was all like, "Oh, here, go play with a toy or something," and
Oh yeah,
he's
go
all
play
like,
with your mouse.
Yeah.
He's like, I need something more challenging.
Yeah, he's like, okay, find a solution to this formula, and
He's like, ooh, the lights go on.
even though Buzz was going on these missions and he was only gone for like 4 to 6 minutes, but 4 more years were jumping. So by the time he got done with his last mission, and the new commander came in and said, we're not doing this anymore. We're staying here. Laser shield.
Laser shield.
He Sox says, "Oh, I found it." So it kind of turned into a little bit of a heist movie too.
The laser shield is just a big ass bug zapper.
I mean, they do show that in the post-credit scene. Sorry, spoiler alert. But to me, that kind of reminded me of A Bug's Life. Don't do it. That light so much.
Yeah.
Another what I liked was when Buzz came back when he finally completed his mission. He got rescued and he got teamed up with the Misfits. I forgot whether the Junior something patrol. You had Hawthorne's granddaughter, his best friend's granddaughter, Izzy there. You had a quitter. You had a convict, I guess, sort of. She was female, but she kind of her demeanor reminded me a lot of Carl from Up.
Yeah.
And
Cranky old lady.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there was what was it, right?
Yeah. There was,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, and the robot.
4 of them, yeah.
They got left behind because he was trying to give everybody GPS directions to the base.
Yeah, that was another funny one for the robot.
Yeah. You got any pros and cons, or not quite a pro, not quite a con? Like kind of right in the middle. You don't know how to feel about it. Me personally, Chris Evans is the voice as Buzz.
It's neither here nor there.
Well, it's like right up. It's for me. It's not a pro. It's not a con, right? I mean, I like the fact that they picked a different actor to voice Buzz. You know, because technically, Chris Evans is, if this was a live movie, he would be Buzz Lightyear, not the toy, which,
Yeah.
So it's like right up. It's not a bonus. It's not a negative. It's just right up.
Maybe the
middle.
pen joke.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny, but
Yeah.
it was fun,
Yeah.
because like, the suit's like the Swiss Army knife type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Another thing right up the middle is the failing montage.
Yeah.
I mean, it served a purpose in the movie because it was showing
How many
Buzz,
times they tried.
every time he came back,
Yeah.
like the first time he left, he came back, and his best friend is engaged.
Yeah.
And what does he say? I know this is jumping ahead to favorite movie quotes, but
I don't remember.
the Frozen quote.
Oh.
This is all like, you just got married to someone you just met.
You married someone you just met. I was like, oh my god, that's
met her 3 years ago. So yeah, I mean, you can see the chart of how he is still not that much older, but every time he comes back, she's older, she's engaged, she's married, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Now her kid is married and has a kid, so for him,
they graduate.
Yeah.
The kids graduate and all
Exactly.
that. Yeah. He misses out on all of the key points. Yeah.
What about cons? You got any cons?
Buzz missing out on his best friend's life, like we
Yeah.
just talked about.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
good. Piggybacking off what I just said. Yeah, that's where the real heartfelt moment comes, right? Because you see that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, he's missing out on his best friend's,
and
because
then,
you could tell in the beginning that they were tight. They went to
yeah, and with the final time he comes back and she's gone.
yeah, empty room.
Yeah.
Kind of brings me back to the really sad scene in Toy Story 2 with Jessie.
Oh,
And
yeah.
how her owner grows up and she's forgotten underneath.
Yeah.
And then she's just left in a box
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, she's, yeah, that one, I was bawling.
Yeah. A con for me is future Buzz being Zurg. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the fact that they found a way to include Zurg. Which, probably setting up for something because, Future Buzz says he went way into the future because he comes from a different timeline or whatever.
Right.
And so he stole the stuff. But, yeah, that was kind of like, oh. The only other thing I can think of
I got nothing.
is the final
I had
scene. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, I just remembered another pro.
Okay.
And it was, I think it was towards the end when they're trying to get to the No, it wasn't even towards the end. The part where they're getting their Buzz and the cat are trying to get to the ship, and he shoots a dart, and
Jump into favorite scenes already, huh?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
That was a pro for me though. So
No, once again, the cat is so there's so many great scenes. He reminds me a lot of like K2SO. When he's on the screen and whatever he does, it's amusing. For me, most of the stuff he says, most of the stuff he does,
yeah,
is hilarious.
yeah.
My last con is to see the fight, and I don't know why I sat down and decided to watch all the credits the first time through through Lightyear. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I did.
You know better.
And at the very end of all the credits, they threw up the last scene where the robot is still back at the weekend base, is still giving directions, and it's like it's funny, but I'd be a little. It was overall it wasn't worth. If I was sitting in the movie theater, it's like it was funny, but it's not really worth it. Now, if you have it on physical copy or you're streaming it, at least you can, fast forward to the end to see. I mean, that's the plus thing about,
Yeah.
things on streaming and physical media, is because it's way more. I think it's Disney and Marvel has really trained us now to like go through the credits, right? Is there something? Did they leave a little nugget, Before, movies like it wasn't that often that happened like Ferris Bueller, but let's head on over to some fun facts, shall we?
Lightyear is a movie within a movie and is inspired by the golden era of sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain parts to me it reminds because I'm old enough. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and the OG Battlestar Galactica. Another fun little fun fact tidbit that some other movies that our buddy Giacchino has scored, which I just did this because I thought it was interesting. I mean, there's some movies I know, but I was seeing if there's any little hidden gems that we may not know. Speed Racer from 2008 with the Wachowski siblings.
Rogue One, a Star Wars
yeah,
story.
Which we did a review on that. The reboot of Star Trek from 2009.
Super 8.
Jojo Rabbit, directed by Taika Waititi.
Superman.
Superman, Homecoming.
Spider-Man, Homecoming.
I'm coming home, Krypton. Oh wait, you're gone. The Disney's John Carter from 2012.
That's another one that everybody bombed. I enjoyed it.
That one, and then Lone Ranger.
Yeah, Cloverfield.
Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell.
The Batman.
Yeah, with Miss.
That's the latest one, which we have to watch still.
The Jurassic World trilogy.
And Tomorrowland.
There's a lot of other. Check on his IMDb. I mean, he's done a lot more.
That's a Disneyland movie. Disneyland. Yep. Well, it's based off of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I should see if that's on Disney. I think it is.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. Got any favorite lines?
Any other favorite lines? Since we've already mentioned a couple. Yeah, there it is. Was when Buzz says, "Was that for me? If I got out of line?"
Yeah. When they're on the elevator, trying to hijack.
He shoots the guard in the neck.
Yeah, it goes down. Is that supposed to be for me? And Sucks goes, "I bought you 5 minutes."
Which makes me think of the line in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Wait, do you ever flash your light me?
Oh yeah, the yeah. Come on, Kay, serious.
Did you ever flash your light? That's what I thought of.
Another favorite line in the movie, which really tells something, because throughout the whole movie, Buzz is always trying to do it on his own. And man, that's one of the reasons. I won't say it.
Yeah.
In case you haven't seen it, it's in the beginning of the movie. But they are trapped in these like weird little cones or whatever, these light cones or force cones or whatever.
Right.
But it was weird because they bounce off the walls. But if the two like light cone force cones came together, then you got the two people together
in the same space.
Exactly.
As a single.
And at one point, the misfits are all under the one cone with socks, and Buzz is by himself, and he's over by the door trying to activate, and they're trying to
It's
hit the
like a
wall.
security
Yeah, and
detainment.
Izzy's all like, "You don't need to save us. You need to join us." So that, I mean, that line right there just holds so much weight, in my opinion. And I think it's there where Buzz starts to realize, hey, it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always have to do everything by yourself. Even
right.
the Lone Ranger had Tonto.
Yeah.
Unless you're going by the Lone Rangers by the movie Airheads with Brandon Fraser and Adam Sandler. And,
Brendan Fraser, yeah.
yeah,
How about any favorite scenes?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great scenes.
For me, the meat bread.
Yeah, that was. I mean, even
That was meat bread meat.
Yeah, it was just after they got out of the cone thing and they're in that mining facility.
Yeah.
And it's what's his face, the guy that wants to give up all the time. It's like, we need to recharge, and gets it out of the vending machine and hands all these sandwiches, and they're all like, yes. And Buzz puts it out, and he's like, what? Because, you know,
they were still doing the
like what, 60, 80 years have passed out of the 4 or 5 missions he's done, and he's like, so he's still, you know, he's sort of like Buck Rogers, you know, a man at a time, or even Steve Rogers, a man at a time. And he's like, this is not right. And they're like, well, how did you do it? And he's all, bread, meat, bread. They're like, bread, meat, bread? No, too much bread. You
That's too much carbs.
I know, basically.
Like, okay.
You know? No. And they make a legitimate point where it's like, that is too much bread, and usually with a sandwich, you gotta like lube it up with some condiments. So, you know. But maybe we should try a bread meat bread sandwich sometimes. It was weird. But then they were like, "But you got juicy fingers or whatever." So yeah, that was a great scene.
You know, which goes against the COVID thing, because you're not supposed to be putting your fingers in your mouth.
True. Another favorite scene for me was towards the end with the chase scene, where they were they had just gotten the part that they needed from the mining facility, and Zurg comes down and all of his robots, and they needed to update it. Sox is trying to do the update, you know, which is like, we all know about. It's like, I just want to use it, but now I gotta install and reboot and all that. So they could hover. So there's this whole chase scene, and then you got the quitter, can't remember his name, and the part-time convict.
Yeah. Oh, the probation.
Yeah.
She's on probation.
Yeah. You know, who can put any 2 things together, make a bomb, 3 things together, make a bomb or some sort of explosive. And they're in the back with the weapons and shooting the robots or whatever. And yeah, that was over some hot lava or whatever. Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Especially another one, you'll probably agree with me on this one, is when he finally completed his mission, where he got up to 100%, and he's coming back to Earth, and all of a sudden the freaking cockpit, Ivan, I'm guessing it's Ivan, decides to shoot confetti, and it's all inside the cockpit. Congratulations! Like, geez, thanks. No, this isn't a hazard at all.
That's funny. So,
should we head on over to Does It Sequel? Ladies first.
Yes,
no.
Doesn't work this time?
Not this time.
Dang it. For me, yes, it does. It's a really good origin story for Buzz Lightyear's character and what the toy is based on.
Yeah.
So, for me, yes, it does sequel.
Plus, you know, the toy has had his own adventures. You know, I mean, it's funny when if you watch the first Toy Story movie and you watch Lightyear, like, what Buzz says is almost the same. It's like kind of unstable and blah blah blah, and he's talking in his communicator. It's like weird. It's like, you know, you're watching a brand new movie, but they did pull source material from it, you know, because the toy thinks he's the real Buzz Lightyear, so he's being Buzz until he realizes he's just "You're a toy!"
Yes.
To quote Woody.
Yes.
For me, it sequels or prequels, whatever it is, for a spinoff. You don't need to watch any of the Toy Story movies, TV specials, or the Toon Shorts to enjoy this film. To enjoy the film that Andy saw in a theater and fell in love with. So that to me also kind of reminds me of Rogue One. You know, you don't the standalone movie. You don't have to watch any of the other stuff. It just if you watch the other stuff, I think it enhances it. But what's your verdict?
My verdict is watch it.
Yeah, I'd say watch it too. I mean, you don't need to have it in your library, whether it's on physical media or you download it.
You can, but at least watch it.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Disney Plus, go for it. Like I said, I don't know about you. I say, we're coming up in about 4 weeks, Halloween. So like from Halloween to New Year's, that's the holiday season, and for me, I think it's a perfect,
It's even a really good just family night movie.
Yeah. Family Friday movie night or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Want to tell everybody what's next on the docket there, Sandy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let it rip.
Disney. Let it rip. Disney's Hocus Pocus 2 will be the next movie to be reviewed at the end of October. Looking forward to everyone's thoughts about this one. And it's 29 years in the making.
I know you recently, when you're on holiday, with Mother Tucker, you rewatched the first one. I need to rewatch it before the second one comes out. Which is
it was funny too, because I was watching it, and my mom came through the living room, and she heard something.
Yep. And
she's like, "What are you watching?" I said, "Hocus Pocus." "Why are you watching scary movie?" I said, "Mom, it's Disney."
It's not like it's not like Hellraiser or Friday the 13th.
I don't, cause
Child's Play, yeah. The Exorcist.
My mom knows that I don't do scary things.
Well, I mean, it's spooky.
I'd funny that she said that, because she saw what was on the screen, which was, the witches, they were doing something, and she's like, "What are you watching?"
I would say if you could watch Hocus Pocus, I'd say you could probably watch The Witches of Eastwick. Have you ever seen that movie with Cher, Susan Sarandon, Michelle Pfeiffer, and what's his name?
Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for today's review on Buzz Lightyear. If you've seen the movie, what's your opinion about it? Did you like it? Didn't you like it? Put it down in the comments below. Were you happy or sad that Tim Allen didn't voice Buzz?
Happy, sad, mad.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out our other content on YouTube and Patreon, and you can listen to us on all the podcasting apps like iHeartRadio and Podbean.
Till next time, ask yourself this one question.
Does it sequel?